What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go Black to Africa. A very important video that I want to share with you all is out here. How the Westerners have a strategic, let's just say, plan that is going to go ahead and benefit them if they come into Africa and other countries and get passports. Now, I know this has been a hot topic for many of our people trying to get citizenships in Africa, and it's been a long road and it's been very devastating. But there's many of us who have gotten citizenships and those who have gotten residencies, but the importance of getting the passport is something that is, let's just say, less talked about. But this video of this Western European guy who is educating his people on the advantages of getting a passport, I want you all to listen to. Because for my clients that I have sat down and did consultations with, they have definitely made advantages in coming into other countries, getting citizenships or residencies, starting businesses, and have a second plan just in case back home falls through the crack. So check out this video and I'll be back.
It seems everyone these days is looking for a plan B, a backup plan for when the country they were born in and live in, their plan A, goes in the wrong direction. But a plan B is so much more than just getting a passport in the Caribbean or just opening a bank account somewhere else. I've been giving a lot of thought to what is the ultimate plan B. I'm going to share with you a comment that inspired me to really give thought to what the ultimate plan B is. And this gentleman says, in the modern world, one's go bag is already in the closet. Things are already at the plan B location. One pulls the trigger at the slightest hint of pending calamity, because you can always go back if it was a false alarm. I think people are confused between plan A, plan B, and how to work between them. The reality is, my plan B always was my plan A. I grew up in the United States, didn't want to live there for any number of reasons. Didn't like the government, didn't like the way they approached things, didn't like the taxes, didn't like the lifestyle, and thought there were better opportunities in all those categories, including socially, somewhere else. So that's what I did. A plan B, in my mind, gives you a higher level of certainty that you can get into that other country when times get bad, or that your money is still going to be there when your country does something silly. Ultimately, the goal of a good plan B should be being comfortable that it could be a plan A. And so we're going to approach this ultimate plan B as a place where you wouldn't mind putting a go bag in the closet in that place. You wouldn't mind flying there, as Robert Kiyosaki told us at Nomad Capitalist Live a few years ago, within 3 days. How do you get there within 3 days? And would you feel comfortable getting there in 3 days? And so before I talk about the strategic part in just 1 second, understand your plan B needs to serve you more than just strategically. Number one, you need a citizenship because it's the most permanent. Let's say you were born in Canada, you have your Canadian citizenship, and maybe you go down, as I did, to St. Lucia, you get St. Lucian citizenship or one of the other Caribbean citizenships by investment. It could also be, do I have ancestry somewhere else? Some of the big countries like Italy have made this harder recently, but other countries in recent years like Slovakia have made it easier. So we've got the one that you're born in, the easy backup, likely a citizenship by investment. If you don't have a citizenship by descent, there are other ways if you're a very serious investor to get other EU passports. Austria, for example, a well-known program, you could do something like that. So potentially we have 3 there. Right. Now, if you're already European, you're not going to seek another European passport, and getting US or Canadian or Australian citizenship is pretty tough. So we potentially have 3 as long as you're not European. What's the 4th? I think it should be something from the global south. And ostensibly, if you are European, or if for some reason you can't get all those ones I mentioned, you could get 2 from the global south. And so the first one in the global south I'm looking for is going to be another easy backup. It's different than the Caribbean. Turkey potentially could fit into that mold. I'm also looking further afield. Egypt, Jordan, something like that, where I have an access to being part of the African Union, and maybe there's benefits from that in the future if I'm looking far into the future. Africa has gone a different direction than the West, and so whatever concerns you have in the West, chances are there's some African countries that are going in a different direction. Having access to that block wouldn't be the worst thing. This new citizenship program is in the southern African nation of Botswana, known as being one of the least corrupt countries in Africa. It is a democratic success story on a continent that has historically not had that many. And they are going to be introducing a CBI program where By making an investment in their country, you can get citizenship. And so for someone such as myself, who's building a multi-passport portfolio, Africa fits into that very nicely. We're going to talk about that later. But this is potentially a more affordable and arguably more sovereign option for a Westerner. Here are the details from the Nomad Capitalist team.
This is going to be the new cheapest CBI. The country of Botswana has recently entered the citizenship by investment market by announcing the launch of its own citizenship by investment program. And they're set to start beginning to receive applications as early as the beginning of 2026. What they have said is that there will be limited spots available. And the minimum contribution is set to start at only 75,000 USD up to 90,000 USD, making it the most affordable citizenship by investment program in the market to this day. The idea of the government is that these funds are going to benefit directly the Botswanian people, and they're going to be directed towards funding sectors like housing, tourism, renewable energy, mining, and financial services. The goal is to deviate away from the country's diamond-driven economy and to support the economic sustainable growth development of Botswana. President Duma Boko announced the program and signed a memorandum of understanding with Alton Capital back in September 26 at the United Nations General Assembly. And while details about processing fees, processing times, and additional eligibility criteria have not yet been announced, with the fastest developing of this program, this is set to be announced very, very soon. In terms of passport, the Botswanian passport is positioned as the fourth highest ranking passport in Africa, giving you visa-free access to a total of 84 countries, including the UK and Singapore. And the government has actively announced that they want to position the passport as the strongest one in Africa by 2027. So for global entrepreneurs and investors, this is a great opportunity, or could be a great opportunity, to get the most affordable passport and direct entry into the African economy.
And so what I've been telling you for some time is you're seeing African countries push back and say, we want to run our own show. We're not going to follow the West. And so you've seen the coups in West Africa, and okay, that turns a lot of people off. Botswana is a beacon of stability and democracy. And so you're getting the benefits of a country that is in various unions across Africa and gives you access to invest and travel and live in various countries without the stigma of a lot of other African countries.
What do you think? Let me tell you this right here. Even though this message may appear to be open and to the masses, it's really going underneath the radar. I mean, there are people fleeing America as we speak by the thousands and thousands, but our people don't even realize what's really happening. And I know that many people I hear say, I don't have the money, I don't have the means, and to relocate or what have you. Let me give you just a small little advice, okay? It is not about you moving at this moment in time. No, it's about you going to set a stake in the ground to where you have a date established when you go into the country, and that you can use as time go on, that you can naturalize in that country. What's naturalization means? That many of these countries, if you spent 5 years just coming back every now and then, and you spent 5 years in the country, they will give you your citizenship. Now, of course, there are some countries that's 10 years or more, but that's for you to do your homework, or allow me to do it for a consultation to give you advice on what are some of the best countries that you can get a passport or your citizenship from. Now, I hope you understand that what is the advantage of a passport? The advantage of the passport, for instance, I'm traveling all over the world, and I have to do visa after visa after visa getting into these countries, especially Africa. Been to 34 different African countries. I had to do 34 different visas. Now, if I had a Ghanaian citizenship or passport, it would have opened up doors to at least 13 to 15 countries that I didn't have to go ahead and get visas for. And this is what the whole plan of many people are, to be able to freely roam into other countries, that you have a passport without paying the extra costs. Now, there are other countries in Africa that can afford you even to enter into some European countries to be able to get without paying visas, but get into there easily without little to no interference. He mentioned Botswana, and you do have Europeans that are there, but there are people, because that live there, who were colonizers, that they have established homes, got land, and got all this other stuff, that they go back and forth to their home front. So wouldn't it behoove them to have a government in place to open up those doors to that other country that you don't have to continue to do a visa for? So this is the advantage. This is where you can go ahead and freely go and enter into countries without paying extreme costs and have to alleviate the cost of a visa. But let me say this right here. When you listen to those who are on the other side of the fence, who are strategically making moves and are making decisions from those who really have the control, I think it behooves you to be on alert that there is something coming down the pike. You know, yes, you know, there are things that may appear to be in dangerous motions right now, like America and a lot of moves it's making. A lot of people are upset that cost of taxes going up, the change how the government is really doing away with governmental jobs, or, you know, certain groups that might be pointed at and not getting funded and just dismantling some of these organizations. And people are getting tired of, you know, seeing that, you know, it's getting too expensive in paying rent or mortgages and interest rates, and they're deciding to go on to greener pastures. Why can't we learn from others who are sending messages to their people, giving them the hidden secret that look what's happening down the pike, to make those positive moves? So, family, go to goblacktoafrica@gmail.com. Set you up a consultation, because I know there are many of you all who are middle class or even upper class, higher upper class echelons, who are looking for other opportunities, other places you can call home, or buy property where you can come in and out of, get you a naturalization, you know, get you an opportunity to be able to travel more freely. This is where, when things go wrong in your country, you can pick up your other passport and you can go to wherever it is that you have put a stake in the ground in. This is your man, not your boy, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you could just kick it aside.